Okay, so today's video is not going to be on me. I'm going to multitask, and basically you're going to have the audio of me talking about my thoughts on the legendary modern decks and just like sealed decks in general that are produced in Yu-Gi-Oh! And for your visual accompaniment, you can watch me take my dog for a walk, because time this week is just flying me by and I'm getting very few moments to do content for you guys. But just as I'm still here, you can listen to this in the background. Don't need to watch me walk my dog the entire time. Anyway, us here in I always kind of say Europe, because even though we've left the EU, but anyway, us in the UK and the rest of Europe have just received, or will receive as of tomorrow, you can pick them up at your local OTS stores, the legendary modern decks. Inside these legendary modern decks you get 3 sealed, nearly ready to play decks: Sky Strikers, Mitsurugis and X-Sabers. It's the second of its revamped type, and what I mean by that is the previous version was the legendary 5Ds decks, which involved Black Rose, Blackwing and Synchrons. But then you could arguably look back, because I'm pretty sure there was legendary decks before that. There was like a Yugi, I think there was one that had like 3 different versions of Yugi's decks, and then there was one that had a Yugi, a Kaiba and a Joey deck, and then there was the one that had Heroes, Nordics and Phantom Knights. So yeah, and then we're getting a brand new one called Arc 5, which has Odd Eyes, Loon Lights and Speedroids. So that's really kind of cool. The big difference is Sky Strikers didn't necessarily get brand new cards in this one. They basically just got some like ones we hadn't had in the TCG yet. X-Sabers, again the exact same, just cards we hadn't got in the TCG yet. The same for the Synchrons. But this time, whether we get them before the OCG get them or not, I don't know. But we get a brand new Odd Eyes Pendulum Link 3. We get a brand new level 5 Loon Light, and I can't remember the exact level. Oh, it's level 4. We get a level 4 Wind Tuner for Speedroids. So we're getting like new cards on each. Everything will be reprinted for them as well. And what these legendary decks have now started to do since the legendary 5Ds is the reprints are insane. Now eventually they will, well, maybe they won't run out of reprints, but eventually we'll get to a point where, hold on, hey, wait, got to press the button, wait and press the button. Yeah, so what the legendary 5Ds deck did is they give us insane reprints, and I mean insane. Come on, darling. We ended up getting common reprints for Meows, Perulia, Fulos, Droplet, Ash, Veiler, Imperm, True Tactics. I'm pretty sure Talents was in there. Call by the Grave was in there. Forbidden Droplet was in there, and Cross-Out Designator was in there. Now the legendary modern decks have pretty much repeated that I wouldn't say trick, but repeated that thing. But I think this one actually has Triple Tactics Frost in it, Talents, Called by Droplet, Ash. I don't think it has all the Ghost Sisters. I could be wrong, but the last one had, like the legendary 5Ds had all the Ghost Sisters in it. Whereas this one I think doesn't have all the Ghost Sisters. But it does have the Charmies again. So this will now be what, the 4th? I mean, Furlos it is original print, Megatin print, and then it had Rarity Collection print. Come on, you. It had Rarity Collection print, so that's 3. Legendary 5Ds. So Furlos is on its 5th print, which is crazy to think. Perulia is on its 1, 2. So it had its original print, it had Maze print, it had Legendary 5D's print, Megatin print, and now this one. So it's on its 5th printing as well. Yeah, so the Meowsie's on its 3rd print, original print, Legendary 5D's print, and whatever print it's on now. The Legendary Modern Deck print. So, yeah, that's on its 3rd print. Not that Meowsie's as prominent, apologies, but hair is all over the place. Try and hold on to the dog. Got my work bag on as well, so lovely weather. Anyway, so yeah, the Furlos or the more charmy prints are, you know, really kind of cool. And the one thing that this has done that's been a step up from the Legendary 5D's decks is technically, when you look at it, Mitsurugi is still arguably a meta deck. It's probably not to the same level it was prior to the Habakuri hit. Definitely not as pure. It would have been nice to see Dominus Impulse in there. I think that could have been one of the real big reprints. And I think if I remember rightly, X-Sabers are all Earths. So they could have had a common purge. Can you imagine? I mean, maybe that was because of Rarity Collection 5, I don't know. But can you imagine if we had a common purge and a common impulse in this deck? That would have been crazy. So I think that's probably like the only thing that was possibly missing. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when you look at Legendary 5Ds, you had a lot of fan service. It was a shame that there wasn't new support for Black Rose and Blackwing. But the Black Wings were nice reprints to Edison. And Black Rose, I guess it was just reprints for the brand new Black Rose cards they just received, like the cards that they didn't get, that were reprinted in Doom of Dimension. And then the Synchron deck had a lot of nice reprints in it. And basically they got some brand new cards. So probably wasn't the worst on that one. But then when you take a look at Legendary Modern decks, of the 3 decks, one of the 2 of them are competitive, I would say. I would say you could very easily say that, come on darling, you could very easily say that, you know, Mitsurugi is still competitive. Don't know what variant you're going to be utilising. Oh, it's the Herald of the Art Light, which has really made it a little bit more awkward to kind of play as a bridge. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've had, because obviously America got these decks before us, and there's been people that have been winning events and topping events. Now, in fairness, those people that have been topping the events and winning the events are already accomplished duelists in their own right. So it's not as if, you know, but the highlight is that you can put these decks together and still compete, still play, and still do what you need to do. So Sky Strike is another one. Sky Strikers, of course, isn't like top end meta, but the deck is still crazy good. And the fact you get the reprint of Zero, like the Link 2 as a common, is wild. Like, the fact that that's in there is major, because it's like a £20 secret rare. So what it does is it allows you to play Strikers, Mitsurugis for a fraction of the price, like an absolute fraction of the price. You pay, and the best thing about this as well, which is the one really good thing they've done with this one, is that the new cards you get in the deck as, well, it's probably more prominent for X-Sabers, but the new X-Saber cards, you get them as an ultra rare, like one copy of an ultra rare, and then you get them as a common as well. So just in one deck. The other big difference as well is if you buy just one, you've pretty much got everything you need for Mitsurugis. You've pretty much got everything you need for Sky Strikers. And it is just, if you want to play X-Sabers, you might want to buy a second one. But even then, the X-Saber cards that you need, or that you get, are, well, you need in multiple. You can pick singles up for like 20p for a common, 50p for an ultra. So it's interesting the way that it's been done. But the way that I look at it is it also balances itself back out, because when you're buying any normal structure deck, whether that be Blue Eyes, Fire Kings, Shadows, you know me, you go back and back and back. Most of the decks always came with one copy per card. So you always need to buy 3 decks, which then equated to £30. So with the legendary modern decks, 5Ds and all of that, is if you can find a friend and you're like, I really want to play X-Sabers, I used to play X-Sabers back then, or I want to play X-Sabers for Genesis because that's what I'm more fond of, or I need all of the reprints for X-Sabers, not the new cards, to play in Edison, then you go for that bit. And if you've got a friend that's like, oh, I want to play Sky Strikers, they go for Sky Strikers. And if you've got a friend that goes, I want to play Mitsurugi, they go for that. So you can just split it between 2 other friends and you just pay £10 each. And then you've all got a deck of what you need. Again, it's not another one that you need to play or need to buy multiples of, which I think is a really big improvement from the legendary 5Ds, because the legendary 5Ds, you kind of, for the synchrons, for the new cards, you kind of needed to get like 3 of each of the new cards, because they were all like insanely good. So yeah, I think it's a really good product again. I just think just structure decks in general have been amazing. And what I mean by that is that I go all the way back to, and it probably could even go further back than this, to be honest. But I remember when, Monarchs, it probably goes back to Monarchs, to be honest. Monarch structure deck, you could buy 3 of the Monarch structure deck and you could compete. Yes, you would need to invest a little bit for cards that it was missing, and then you'd be able to compete another level up, but it was insane. And then ABC came out, did the exact same thing. So there was someone from locals that used to be known. Now, obviously, he was, again, a really good duelist in his own right, but he used to be known as like the structure deck king. And the reason for that is he would always top events, and I'm pretty sure he ended up getting 2nd at UK Nats with Salamangrates, because he would only play the newest structure decks out that obviously had a bit of a fine chance. There were some structure decks that weren't so great back then, so the machine deck, the Mac and Fortress, you've got dinos as well actually, so dinos, Dino Fury, Salamangrate, so what's it called, Soul Burner structure deck, the ABC structure deck. You then had the Shadow structure deck, which I think actually lost out due to COVID, sadly, because it came out, I think, just before, or just before COVID ended, and everyone was on Invoke Shadows. The new cards were really great at that time, but then by the time we came out of COVID and everyone could start playing it again, or vice versa, it kind of just drifted off with the way the game progressed, which is a bit sad, but part and part of it. Yeah, I just think like everything's got better. Like Fire Kings, 3 Fire King structure decks, insane. 3 Blue Eye structure decks, insane. Like, these decks have competed with the right duelist and the right practice. They've actually topped events, which is crazy. So I think the modern decks, great product. I think the Pendulum deck is going to be another great product. Now, it will be very interesting to see. I can't imagine, like, unless Electromite is in there, and even with Electromite, I don't think Pendulums, like, remember, Pendulums still have the handicap that to be someone from the extra deck, they have to go to the extra monster zone. So it means you need to set up link markers before you can get the most out of it. But I feel that we already know Loonlights are really good. Like, part of the blurb on the post was, you know, Loonlights got 2nd at Worlds, which it did, and Loonlights are a scary good deck. And if they're to reprint everything, like Gold Leo, Liger Dancer, not that Liger Dancer's that hard to get hold of, but if they reprint everything you need in it, again, it's going to be like that deck straight away, depending if anything changes on a Forbidden Limited list, would be insane. So Speedroids, I don't know. I think Speedroids wind lock themselves too much, but if they were to do something really, really cheeky and reprint, not saying they would, but they could reprint Sheena in there, and you could arguably also reprint a very small Radiant package. Like, you've already reprinted Vision, you could reprint Sven, Eldam and Chant in there as well, which would be crazy. And then when you look at the Odd Eyes one, I'm not sure what you would put in there. Like, Odd Eyes used to be scary, so shout out to Rob. Odd Eyes used to be like one of Rob's go-tos, and he used to be really good with it because they used to play Gatling Ghoul, and Gatling Ghoul used to be one of his win cons. And the Odd Eyes, I think it's like Arc Dragon, but it was basically a vanilla Odd Eyes monster. But in the scale, if an Odd Eyes monster was destroyed, I think you special summoned any Odd Eyes monster from somewhere. It was just crazy. It was crazy, crazy good. So, yeah, I'm already looking forward to that one. I think that one is due out in, I want to say early August, because we've got Euros in July, and I'm pretty sure it comes out after July. So, but I feel that as it currently stands, the only thing in there that's like, oh, this that will be ready to go out of the box would be Loonlights. Like, to compete at highest level. Not that Loonlights was crazy expensive already, but still a relatively, you know, go-to and enjoy it, basically. So, yeah, that's my walking back from work, not rant, but information video. Like I said, my walk to work it's a nice refreshing walk while the weather's good. When the weather turns rainy, I'm probably not going to be walking. I'll have to find another way to, I'll have to fix my bike, not going to lie. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know, but what I'm going to do going forward. Hopefully you're enjoying these types of videos, and yeah, kind of go from there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and happy dueling.